Good morning, everyone, and welcome to today's webinar on Simply Connected, Securely Protected with Juniper WLAN. My name is Vanessa Cardwell. I'm the Marketing Manager here at Network Utilities, and today I'll be joined by Malcolm Orokoya, our Technology Specialist. So the Juniper Network's wireless LAN solution is part of the Simply Connected portfolio of highly resilient products that allows simple and secure access to business-critical information and collaboration tools. Those of you who have attended our previous webinars will be aware that we spent some time during those webinars discussing the Simply Connected solution and providing hints and tips on how best to set up, manage and deliver your BYOD policy. Today's webinar has a slightly different focus in that it's going to focus in on the core products underpinning that Simply Connected proposition and discuss the main features and benefits of these in a bit more detail. So we're going to be looking at wireless access points, controllers and management suites. So before we kick off, here's a very short bit of background for your Net Utils. You may not be familiar with us, but we are a specialist IT networking and security solution provider, and we are Juniper Elite partners. All our technical consultants are fully accredited and support the entire Juniper portfolio. We work closely with many of our clients to partner and support them to get the best from their Juniper investment, and our 24/7 technical support means that we are readily available to assist at any time. And we have a legacy of providing networking and IT security solutions to both the enterprise and the service provider businesses. So before I hand over to Malcolm for the detail in the presentation, I'll quickly take you through the agenda. Today's webinar, it will be slightly shorter than our usual webinars at about 20 minutes. And we will be taking questions at the end if you have any questions. So please use the question tab to submit questions at any stage during the presentation. You'll see here that we'll start with a very short overview on market trends, which I'm sure most of you will already be familiar with, so we'll just touch on that. And then we'll move on to why Juniper Networks for Wireless LAN and finish with some detail on our current Juniper Wireless LAN promotional offers. So I'd like to hand over to Malcolm now.
Okay, thank you, Vanessa. As Vanessa said, I'm just going to quickly highlight on this slide some of the market trends that we've seen over the last couple of years or so. So as we're already too aware of the wireless trend in the last probably decade or so, and how the use of wireless connectivity has gradually moved from a useful option to have for connecting to some content to what is probably considered now as a critical and in some cases the main method of connectivity for many organizations to access some of their business critical applications and a vast variety of all the rich content that we have out there nowadays. So as the slide shows, many organizations in various verticals, healthcare, education, retail, and so on, rely on wireless to connect their users and allow them to perform important parts of their daily jobs. In support of this trend is the fact that there's hardly any electronic device that you can get nowadays that does not support natively some form of wireless, and in most cases it actually supports the latest wireless technologies. So it allows most people to get access to all the latest content and all the business applications as quickly as possible. Of course, we also have the influx of all the tablets and mobile devices and smartphones and so on and so forth. And the growth in BYOD for many organizations that basically requires people to be able to rely on their wireless networks and allow IT to be able to manage and secure wireless networks. So all that is all at the top of the agenda for most organizations and enterprises worldwide today. So moving on from there, we just wanted to highlight some of the reasons why you would pick Juniper Networks for your wireless network. So on this slide, we can talk further about Juniper's end-to-end wireless LAN architecture, which is a simply connected mobility solution. Essentially, it allows organizations to leverage the growth in mobility that I just mentioned on the other slide and wireless technology, while keeping up to date with all the latest trends and user expectations for connectivity. So as businesses want to increasingly empower their users to access resources and be able to provide a network that can intelligently and consistently enforce security policies when delivering that non-stop access that users require to their business critical applications and resources. Now we know that mobility means increased usage of personal and corporate mobile devices that are now connecting to your network, as well as all the rich content that they're using on your network. So on this slide, we can see from the top left there what the logical Juniper approach is, which basically starts by making mobility possible. That is basically giving the IT department or IT management control over the network devices and users. And Juniper does this in a variety of ways by providing a coordinated and context-aware, user-centric security throughout the network. So the Juniper Simply Connected portfolio, which we've highlighted in previous webinars before, allows you to take advantage of high-performance networking in their architecture, which is purposely built for IP and rich media content. And we'll talk more about how that's delivered in the access points and controllers and other management suites later on in the presentation. The network supports easy scaling as well, and it allows for automation and zero-touch management as well. Moving on to the right there, as more mission-critical business applications are deployed, and meaningful mobility tends to lead to business dependency and, in fact, productivity in some cases. You have a lot of reliability on your mobile network to be always on and always connected. So business innovation is only limited by the speed of the software and not the network, and that's essentially what you as an IT manager or an IT decision maker is trying to provide, no limitation on the network. So Simply Connected means it should be easy for the users to choose and change what device they're connecting with. It should be easy for them to securely access their business applications or the applications that the business considers critical. It should be easy for the IT department to provision one set of continuously enforced security policies per user or group of users on any device that they're connecting with, and the network should be easy to manage overall. So bringing all these things together from left to right and down the bottom is what essentially provides that simply connected architecture that Juniper is talking about. But what's the actual hardware that allows them to provide this? Well, we'll move on to that over the next few slides, but first let's just talk about why Juniper Wireless Network series are being used more and more. You can see there from the slide that the Juniper Wireless portfolio has been around for over 10 years, following on from the acquisition of Trapeze Networks a few years ago. So we currently have over 60,000 customers with over 1 million access points deployed, and these access points are deployed in places that range from enterprise branch offices, campus, to large head office locations in various verticals of education, healthcare, and various others, and in top Fortune 50 clients globally. And one of the reasons why we keep winning the wireless business is because it's a very simple solution, and the performance matches any other and surpasses any other in the industry. So it's highly scalable and highly resilient, and it's very easy to manage and provides a complete portfolio, I guess, from a wireless network point of view. So now let's start by looking at the actual hardware that underpins the technology, starting with Juniper's wireless access point series. We've got 5, starting with the WLA 321 access point, going up to the WLA 532 indoor access points. As you can see, they range from single radio access points to dual radio 3 stream access points. The WLA 532 is Juniper's flagship access point, and I'll discuss in a couple of slides some of the research that's been done and tests that have been done with that particular access point. We also have an outdoor access point, is WLA 632, access point. As you can see, it's a dual radio access point that's built for all weather conditions. And all of these access points provide you with high performance at a competitive cost. They all have the same full features that we'll discuss slightly later with the radio, the RF management, and so on, spectrum analysis and bridging and mesh topologies, and obviously they all support the latest 802.11n wireless technology. Just moving on to that flagship access point that I talked about in the WLA 532. Like I said, it's a high performance, low power consumption unit in a very small form factor appliance, and this access point was actually tested in 2012 by Novarum, who are an independent consulting firm that specializes in wireless broadband technology. And it was tested against access points from Cisco and Aruba networks in a test office environment. And the tests performed showed that at the typical deployment ranges of 5 gigahertz and 2.4 gigahertz, this access point performance was much better on several factors than the other access points tested, and some of them included this access point showing better useful range at the 5 gigahertz that gave better overall performance than all the other access points that were tested. And in fact, the report showed that the further away you moved from the access points that were being tested, the WLA 532 gave you a much better coverage and much better improvement in performance than any of the other access points. As you can see on the slide there, this access point is a Juniper designed access point, and we've got the full Novarum report available on the Juniper website. So you can see on the bottom right there one of the graphs from the access points that were tested. If you would like to see the full report, you can get hold of it on the Juniper website, or we can provide you a link to it if you require. Just let us know. Now, in controlling those access points, we'll move on to the Juniper wireless controller series. As you can see there, we have a range of 5, starting with the WLC2 device, which can control 1 to 4 access points, going up to the big WLC 2800 device that can control up to 512 access points. Obviously, your wireless controllers are meant to enable you to provide seamless integration and scalability for your wireless networks, and that's exactly what you get with the Juniper wireless controller portfolio. As you can see from the bullet points that we've just highlighted there, the simple solution, they give you high reliability, and they have a bunch of features as well. Just on the last bullet point there's also a Junos V virtual wireless LAN controller from Juniper, which is basically the only wireless controller that can be deployed in a physical form factor appliance with a WLC series controller, or as a software-based virtual controller on a server device, and it supports up to 256 access points per instance. So moving on to virtual appliances and virtualization and cloud and all that, that can be quite a good option for some organizations. As with the access points, the WLC controllers all support the same features, and some of the features include secure seamless mobility, i.e. being able to move around and switch access points from controller to controller, optimize traffic flows and spectrum aware and RF management. You have things like advanced voice services, which allow you to prioritize voice over your wireless networks if you're running voice over IP. You have dynamic load balancing that can be configured to prioritize and move traffic around your wireless network and load balance that traffic as users move around on different devices and connect to different access points and stuff. And you also have the option to virtualize or cluster your virtualized controllers as well. So moving on to the management suite, we have Juniper wireless management and access options. So obviously, in order to manage the wireless network, the access points, the controllers, you need a complete platform, and Juniper provides this with their Ringmaster product. It's basically a comprehensive and easy to use management suite that helps you to plan, configure, and deploy and manage a single or multi-site wireless network from one management console. So as part of Juniper Networks wireless LAN management portfolio, Ringmaster can also integrate with SmartPass, you see there on the far right, to provide dynamic access control for mobile users and other devices on your wireless network. It also works with Juniper's WLAN 1200 management appliance in the middle there, and that can allow you to provide some real-time positioning data on users and devices that are connected to your wireless network. With the entire suite, you have features such as RF planning for new and existing deployments, whether it's indoor, outdoor planning, where you have CAD drawings of different buildings. We have an enhanced CAD integration, allowing you to import your drawings into Ringmaster and actually work out what the best positioning and accurately plan where your APs need to be deployed and positioned within your wireless network. We have things like in-service management, which is quite useful in that you can upgrade your access points or wireless controllers without any disruption to any of your sessions or services. So basically in-flight, I guess, maintenance is quite unique there, and we also have quite an advanced and flexible monitoring of the entire wireless network, which can go down to the access point and the usage level, which can allow you to do things like track user sessions in detail if you're troubleshooting a specific user issue or a specific access point issue or an area issue within your wireless network.
Okay, great. Thank you very much, Malcolm, for taking us through that. So let's give you a brief summary of those wireless LAN products, as we mentioned at the top of the webinar. To summarise very quickly, focus on this slide, we've compiled the top 5 reasons to add Juniper Wireless. So, highly scalable architecture, highest performance, lowest total cost of ownership, highest reliability, and unified policy, so a portfolio of products which link and work better together. So before we finish off the webinar, I'm just going to quickly take you through and make you aware of the Juniper Networks current promotional offers. So they're running 4 promotional offers in an effort to help customers reduce the cost and complexity of wireless networks and future-proof for growth while providing industry-leading performance. So this slide shows the 4 current offers that expire at the end of June 2013. So we encourage you to contact a solution expert from the NetUtils team to discuss your current wireless challenges and possible solutions that might allow you to take advantage of some of these offers, which includes, you can see on this slide, the product solutions Malcolm has presented to you today. So do please get in touch if you would like a copy of the detail of these offers as well as any additional details of the Juniper Wireless LAN products we've outlined for you today. So we're just going to round off the webinar now. Again, to talk to a solutions expert from our team about Juniper, please contact us on the numbers and the email address you see there. Many thanks for joining us today, and we look forward to seeing you again soon.